Okay. Alright, alright. Just give me a quick moment. I am still getting started. Okay, yes. Okay, I'll turn this down. Alright. Oh yes, I need to open Stream Manager too. I almost forgot. Stream Manager. Alright. Wondering where should... Let's get back to OBS and... Alright, so hello everybody, it's me, Varia the Braiding Ghost. Thank you for coming to my stream today. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm just going to do some more art fight type of drawings. This time just working on another character of mine who I actually had a previous drawing of, but I wanted to just make a updated, kind of nicer version of it, because like the one that I had of Yalamor back in the day, it's not very good, so I guess I can open it just so you guys can see it. Hold on. But yeah, I'm gonna be working on that, and then another artwork, so I guess I can show the old one sometime later. But okay, so let's just go ahead and get to the art overlay. So yeah, this is what I'm going to work on today, or the main focus I should say, and I'll probably jump over to this piece. Still very sketchy right now, but yeah, hopefully I can start working on that other one. But this one is going to be the priority. So as you can see, I kind of already started the line art, because you know, it was coming out better than I thought, so I was kind of excited to work on it. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and focus on some 2D art for a little bit, because oops, that was the wrong pen. I haven't really been good about my 2D stuff since I've been kind of hyper focusing on Blender, but now I'm starting to feel a little bit burnt out on Blender, so I'm just gonna try and take a week-long break from that, and then I'll try to get back to it, you know, because I've just been struggling with the hair for a long time. You know, at this point I'm just gonna give curves a try, because I've been kind of trying to avoid the curves, but yeah, you know, I think the hair method in Vroid is supposed to be curves too, but you know, I kind of struggled a lot with the Vroid version, so that was kind of why I was nervous about the curves. Also, just because I kind of imagine my character's hair to be a bit more of a kind of a blocky shape, I guess. Kind of hard to describe, but kind of like his hair was more blended together. In sort of a ethereal shape in a way. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna give the curves a shot, because I've made like 3 attempts already and it just didn't come out, so yeah. But but you know, that's gonna be a issue for next week. But yeah, yes, not a ton happened yesterday, but as per usual. But you know, I tried doing some do some note taking and do a little bit of studying for Blender, so hopefully I'll be able to feel a little more prepared for the future projects. Mostly focus on like topology videos and like explanations for why the body topology should be the way it is. I also tried doing like a little 2D or drawing of as a guess for how I should put down the facial topology. You know, try to help myself memorize how it's supposed to go down. Also, it's suddenly feeling like really hot out here, or in here, so We just put my AC into the window, but I haven't turned it on because I'm not a big fan of the noise it makes. However, I think I'm just gonna turn it on because it's supposed to be almost 90 today, I think. Yeah, like 88 today in Fahrenheit, so it's very hot. Yeah, we're having a bit of a heat wave. So hold on a minute. Hopefully it doesn't sound too loud in the background. Yeah, sorry that my model keeps like whipping around. But hopefully it's not too noisy, because I do have the background noise compression added onto my stream in OBS, but I'm not sure how effective it is in general. It's just kind of the free built-in one, so yeah, I didn't really want to spend money on a fancy noise compression. I know like programs and stuff can get pretty expensive, so yeah. Okay. But yeah, so right now I'm just doing the line art here. Sort of like adding some thinner lines first, and then I go over it again so it can give it like a thicker look, because I find that to be kind of visually interesting. It's been a while since I've done like a line art like this though, because as you guys know, I've been working on a lot of paintings, so there's like no line art. But yeah, for my character references, I would probably prefer to use the line art. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna be then after that, I'm gonna fill in the colors. Not sure if I'm gonna add shading or not, but I'm like tempted to shade the hair, but I'm not really interested in shading the other parts. So yeah, just like shading the fun parts, I guess. Also, hopefully I remember to make this little tail end right here a bit more. Give it like some stronger lining because of how strong the line art is right here. But yeah. Probably not worry about too much about these lines quite yet, or the string right here. At least not quite yet, because it can get in the way. So you know, I usually draw over it in another layer, and then erase it whatever's below it. So yeah. But yeah, I'm just mostly been trying to create art for my characters. I wonder if there's anyone who's gonna like draw my characters this year. I know it's not getting art isn't supposed to be the main focus of Art Fight, but it does kind of stink when you don't get a ton. Of course, I had a pretty decent turnout last year, so I got some nice art and stuff, so can't really complain about it. Yeah, I think it's just around the middle part of July when I kind of felt a little down about it, but you know, even then I still had some like pretty good art from people. But yeah, of course this year I'm not going to go as hard as I did last year, so yeah, I shouldn't really complain if I don't get too much art this time, since I plan to be a little less active. Of course, I still want to take part in everything, but you know. Also, I probably should look for some characters that I want to draw. Haven't quite done that yet, because I think last year I was kind of invested in like checking out a bunch of characters, but then a lot of the creators of those characters didn't come back for the July art fight, so they weren't really an option to draw. But it does look like they have folders for like bookmarks. So, you know, in art fight you can like save the character or bookmark some characters you want to draw. So I should probably start taking advantage of that. I gotta like start up a merman folder and all that. I think part of the appeal of art fight is just getting a chance to draw characters that you don't normally draw. Or do designs that are a bit out of your comfort zone. That was kind of my main goal for last year. You know, I wanted to practice characters that aren't really aren't normally how I draw. Because I admit I have like a type, so, and I just kind of keep drawing that same type. So yeah, I want to try. You know, I want to try and find some different looking characters again. Of course, I want to also do some more Monster Boy type characters as well. Actually, I wouldn't mind drawing like a more angelic type of character this year. Because I think the angelic type of characters tend to have like a pretty pleasant design, so you maybe try to find one of those types of characters this year. And hopefully I do a better job at like capturing different facial features. Last year there was this like old man character with a pretty strong nose that I tried to draw, but I think I like kind of screwed up that nose, so I don't think anyone like commented on it, but yeah, it's like the nose I drew was like way too delicate for his face, so yeah, I tried to figure out a new way to draw noses after that, so hopefully the stuff I do, hopefully that I'll do a better job at that. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do some revenges too. Yeah, I try to be good about doing revenges, but there was like a couple people who like at the last minute gave me some art, and then I just didn't have the willpower to keep drawing, so I ended up not doing any revenges for them. So I should probably look at their profiles, give them some quick art. I'm actually wondering if I should try doing black and white art. Try doing more black and white style art. Like I've been doing some new doodles before a stream to warm myself up, and I got this done. So it's something a bit more polished than this, but yeah, it'd be kind of fun to work on these, like work on my values. But who knows? You know, try working in a different art style, I guess. But yeah, so anyways, let's just get back to it. Just gonna making the line art over the head a bit stronger. I don't need it to be super strong, but you know, some of the sleeves already like already has like some pretty thick lines, so I need to make the top of the head kind of match that. But yeah. It's kind of refreshing getting back to the art with like line art. I don't know, there's definitely like periods where I just kind of struggle to draw anything, and normally I don't really enjoy the line art stage because it consumes a ton of time, and I'm usually not that satisfied with the results. But I feel like this drawing kind of has just been coming out better, so yeah, hopefully that continues. I'm just kind of looking over the drawings real quick. Sorry, I keep like zooming in and out. That's just kind of how try to process the art, I guess. Kind of like stepping back, the digital equivalent of like stepping back. You know, back in community college, they try to like teach you to do that with your art, to like step back from your painting and make sure the entire thing is turning out, rather than hyper focusing on a small area. I'm not always the best about doing that myself, but it's probably a habit that needs to be maintained. Okay. Anyways. Alright. So this coat is supposed to have like some sort of like trim. That's kind of like supposed to be like look like fabric that's kind of loose, or it's hard to describe. I don't have no idea what to call it, but I've seen it in real life. Like threads of fabric that's kind of just like, I guess maybe a little unfinished looking, but yeah, I'm not sure how to describe it, but he's supposed to have that kind of trim. Yeah, sorry, I don't have a name for it. I know it's got to have a name, like, because I've seen it in like mass-produced clothing, so I'm not sure what it's called. Not sure what it's called, but I still think it looks pretty cool. So yeah, in my world building, I kind of just hyper focus on one country and try to think of like the subtle differences between the regions and stuff. So I was thinking like more towards the south, they'd have like thinner coats with this sort of trim. As this character is originally from like the far south in Lavaria, so technically the far south is actually part of a different country, but culturally, yeah, they're like the same, or they come from the same people, so very tight in with each other. Like it's still part of the plain or the wrestling culture. So the actual fashion they wear, though, is actually pretty different. So I guess this coat is technically just the south of Lavaria rather than the far south. And there's a little bit of a blend, but because it's a part of a different country, the way the fashion has like developed kind of changed. So like the people of the far south and Agrafel, which is the name of the country that they've been kind of taken over by, they actually dress in more of an older fashion sort of way. I actually drew another character in that sort of fashion style that kind of resembles that, but the character that I drew is actually a part of the pagan tribes, so there's some difference in ideology and stuff. But like very long. But the far south is supposed to have like long baggy sleeves, sort of like it's sort of these like caps with no brims on them. Of course, if they're like on the surface, they'll wear like wide brim hats, but the wide brim hats are normally made of straw rather than felt like the people in the main country wear. So yeah. But let's just line out the skirt real quick. Of course, just about everyone in Lavaria wears a long skirt, because they tend to like sexualize the legs pretty hard. So I mean, the level of how much they sexualize the legs kind of varies, but yeah, they keep the legs covered. Okay, I feel like I'm missing the lines. I'm failing the line art right here. Also, I'm Not looking to add too much detail to the lower skirt here, just because it's not the main focus. The skirt that he's wearing right now, it has like a big split in it. It's actually considered it's known as a riding skirt. Also, hello Syntix, thank you for coming. Right now I am just doing the line art for this character, and I'm probably going to start this one eventually too, but this is still like far in the sketchier phase, but this character right here is a lot more developed. Yeah, so I'm doing like character references for this art event called Art Fight that kind of takes place every year, but yeah, I'm just trying to kind of taking it easy with some of the art. I've been kind of very focused on the Blender lately, and I need to take a break from that. But also, thank you. How is your day going, by the way? I should probably ask that. It's still early for me, so I just had a, brunch, sort of. I usually just eat one meal in the earlier part of the day, so I just say it's brunch. But yeah, I had some salad and bacon, and then the salad came from my garden, but then I collected some of my spinach because I realized it's starting to bolt. But yeah, going good, all finished with work. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully, I hope your workday went well, or at least it was easy to get through. Yeah, I have to get back to my actual job tomorrow, so I wasn't on a vacation or anything. I just kind of have a 2-day weekend essentially. On Monday, on like both Monday and Tuesday, so yeah, it's always meh, but it's okay. I see. Yeah, at least it wasn't too hard, from the sounds of it. But yeah, so as I was saying before, my spinach has I noticed that it started to bolt yesterday, so I'm trying to cut down a lot of the lower leaves, and I'm gonna go over to my grandmother's today and try to give her some, because I have a bunch, but and then hopefully after that I can do some or I can freeze it. So yeah, I need to boil and then blanch it, and then I'll chop it up in little bits so I can use it for soups in the future. At least that's what I hope. But yeah, I didn't realize that spinach bolts so quickly. It usually bolts in the June around here, so yeah, it's kind of a strictly cool weather crop. But yeah, I think a lot of my plants are coming further along. At least my cool weather veggies. The flowers and the warm weather veggies are still pretty far behind, but they had a later start, so I'm a little bit worried about the borage, but it hasn't really started sending out any shoots yet, but hopefully it will soon. It's already been a month, so. But yeah. By the way, did you ever get to gardening yourself? I think I mentioned it. We talked about it a little bit in the past, but I haven't really heard much about gardening on your end, so. I'm just trying to keep it watered at this point, so. Mostly. But yeah, I should probably harvest my leafy greens a bit more, because it's getting to that point. But yeah, so I've noticed some of my brassicas starting to curl in on itself, so I think it's starting to form heads, which is pretty exciting. I noticed the cabbage is doing that, and one of the cauliflowers maybe too. And of course I see some of the lettuce doing that. I think only one of my lettuce varieties actually forms a hard head, the iceberg lettuce, so. But yeah, I've been seeing that kind of forming a head, so that's kind of exciting. I haven't really got around to more. I see. My mint is thriving though. Oh, that's cool. Is it getting really big? Also, have you tried making anything out of it, or tried adding it to food? Yesterday I tried to have a strawberry with a mint leaf, and I thought that tasted pretty good. kind of gave it like a refreshing note to it. So it's huge. I make mojitos. I see. Yeah, that sounds tasty. Yeah, I was thinking that I need to use my mints more this year too. I tried making some tea last year, but it wasn't the most flavorful, so but still it had a nice refreshing taste to it. So hopefully I can make some iced tea with that mint. But yeah, the mojitos sound good. Have you been making a lot so far, or just here and there? My dill has also been kind of blowing up a lot lately too. The other herbs, or the other herbs I should say, they're not doing as great, which I'm a little worried about those, but yeah, otherwise the dill and the mint is going well. Yeah, the mint that I have is actually leftovers from last year. I thought I killed my peppermint, so I was kind of surprised that it managed to come back. Apparently someone said that, like, I think maybe like peppermint technically comes from cuttings rather than the seeds, but I'm not sure how true that is. Because if that's true, then that would mean that I technically have mint that survived, or my mint has survived rather than just reproducing. I make them now and then. I see. Do you make other types of drinks? I actually don't really make a lot of I don't make a lot of alcohol beverage, or I don't make a ton of beverages in general, I should say. But yeah, I was thinking about changing that. Because I was talking about borage earlier, that you can apparently make borage into tea as well, but I don't know what it'll taste like, but I think borage flowers are supposed to be sweet. I don't drink unless I'm in company, mostly. I see. That's fair enough. I don't drink a ton myself, or I usually just try to limit it. I try to limit my drinking to maybe once or twice a week, so I usually buy craft beer, so that tends to be a little more expensive too, so yeah, I used to drink a bit more in the past, but I just kind of try to be a little more careful about it. Yeah, me too, I see. But yeah, so that's fair enough. Anyways, I'm gonna try to make the lower part of the skirt go, or try to look further down, because I think it's too high right here, so hold on. All right. Out of curiosity, do you drink, outside of cocktails, do you drink beer / ale, or do you like wine, or I'm just curious. I think we talked a little bit about alcohol in your streams before, but I think we've mostly talked about cocktail preferences. But yeah, so I'm actually growing a bunch of strawberries right now too, so I'm wondering what I should do with them before the season ends. I'm tempted to actually do something a little more rather than just eat them, but I'm not sure. Last year I really wanted to use my strawberries to make a cake, but I didn't have enough last year, and I'm not sure if I still have enough this year. I might have to wait for year 3 before I have enough for cakes and stuff. But yeah, making stuff with your garden goodies tends to be pretty nice. So not too much. I don't mind anything really, aside from spirits like tequila or kombucha. I see. Yeah, I don't normally drink hard liquor myself. I think sometimes I might have a rum mixed with Coke, or vodka mixed with Coke too, but I think that's more something I drank in the past, but I haven't really done that in a while. So yeah, I think I actually used to drink a little bit before stream because I used to have to struggle with talking like way more. So like I get super anxious and stutter all the time. So I stopped that because, you know, I don't want it to be like a dangerous habit or anything. But yeah, right now it's mostly just a beer on Friday night. So also hopefully the background noise isn't too bad. I had to turn I just got the AC or my AC unit installed today, so because it's getting really hot around here. So I know it tends to make noise in the background, but hopefully my streaming compression thing does its job. That's okay. I see. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't get super drunk. No worries. All right. Yeah, I was just worried about how loud it would be, so. But yeah, it's supposed to be like 88 in Fahrenheit today. I'm not super sure I'm not sure how high that is in the Celsius, so I'm just Googling it real quick. 88F to C. Yeah, it's like 31 for you guys, so. Yeah, I just wanted to check real quick. Oops. Yeah, I'm glad I don't work outside anymore, because yeah, I can't take that sort of temperature normally. Yeah, I'm like my body's very much built for cool weather, so. What sort of like temperatures do you prefer to, or like you prefer the outside to be? I definitely like the temperatures to be more in the middle of the road sort of temperatures, so. I'm about to like 55 to 70 in Fahrenheit. Suddenly, now I'm trying to look at that up now. 55 F to C. Like 12 to probably like 25. 7, like the 70s or 21. So sorry, I can't like do automatic convert. I can't like convert things in my head, so. Because I'm like very, I struggle a ton with math, so. But I also kind of I don't want you to get like too confused with it. I used to work outside sometimes. I also run cold, so I don't mind the heat. I see. Yeah, I think my body actually like produces / like conserves heat more than other people, so I'm able to like handle the cold weather more. Normally able to handle cold weather a bit better, as long as I don't get like drenched outside. But yeah, I see. So you probably like enjoy more summery temperatures then. A little bit jealous because I have to like go out and water my plants. I think we're like reaching the temperatures where that'll be more of a daily thing. So, you know, like after some point after stream, I'm going to have to like go out there and kind of like give my plants a quick spray so it doesn't like, so they don't like cook to death. But yeah. But yeah, hopefully my plants will be okay. They're in like a very, very sunny area, so there's not like a ton of shade for them to be under. Like when I started my new garden, I thought having like more sun exposure would be a mostly good thing, but now I'm kind of worried because, you know, I see some like plants that are supposed to be in like sunnier spaces doing just fine in the more shady areas. So I wonder if like my idea of how much heat they can handle was wrong or not. I always get cold very easily. I see. Yeah. Yeah, I see. As I said, you're probably preferring the season it is now. You know, I usually like consider June to just be summer in general, but I know that like summer is officially starting in maybe like 5 days. Not 5 days. Actually, summer solstice is like at the 20th. Sorry, I have a calendar right next to me, so I would like just check that. Yeah, on the 20th it's starting, so. Somewhat, but I don't go out too often anyways. I see. Out of curiosity, do you like to go to the beach at all? I kind of just realized that I haven't really been to the beach in like years. So I tend to get like mild enjoyment out of beaches, but we don't go to like I'm technically pretty far inland, so we don't have like we don't really have like access to the ocean, but we do have like a lot of smaller lakes around us, so that's usually the type of beaches I've gone to. I remember as a kid I liked to just kind of go to the farther reaches of the area that we're allowed to swim in and just kind of like chase a bunch of little fish. So, you know, that was kind of my form of entertainment, but yeah. Yeah, just in like the previous years, I haven't been like super comfortable going out in a swimsuit, so that's kind of why I haven't really been interested in going to beaches, but I wouldn't mind like going one day. Last time I went to a beach, it was with Suha last year. I see. Somewhat, but I don't go. Sorry, that was a previous message. I see. Was it like a ocean type of beach? Sorry if I'm asking too many questions. I'm just kind of curious. Technically, I did go to a beach pretty recently on my vacation, but it wasn't like the swimming type of beach. It was just kind of like our hotel was on the edge on the shore, so we went to a place that's like around the Great Lakes, so yeah. Pretty sure the water would have been like freezing because we were pretty far up north. It's not like Lake Superior cold though. Lake Superior is the biggest lake of the Great Lakes, and it's the furthest north too, so it actually takes a really, really long time for it to actually defrost, and yeah, it can be like super cold, so yeah. Yeah, as we didn't go bathing though, just to watch the sunset and whatnot. I see. That sounds fun. But yeah, the beach that I went to, I mostly just kind of, stretching. Just kind of like sat next to, had a coffee next to it. Had a nice coffee, watched some geese flying around. Yeah, there was a lot of geese that morning, but yeah. But yeah, a little beach fish that wouldn't hurt. Maybe get some ice cream too. That sounds nice. Oops. I never rejoined these layers, so just kind of merged it back down so I can actually edit this. Okay. Yeah, just kind of been working on the boring part of the line art, just the skirt down here. I don't think I'm going to add too much detail to these, the hems right here. You know, technically in the world they live in, they tend to have like pretty their clothing can be pretty decorated. At least for like adults. The clothes for like kids and teenagers tend to be really simple, so. But I'm also like lazy, so I don't really want to draw the details out, so. But yeah. But it's cool that you got to go to a nice little beach with Suha. I imagine it was fun. Do you like to occasionally like watch birds, by the way? Not necessarily asking if you're like you do it as an official hobby or anything, but yeah, sometimes I like to just watch the birds do their thing when I'm out. When I still worked out, that was kind of my favorite part of the job, is just like watching the parking lot ecosystem just do their thing. Just like a bunch of seagulls and crows and house sparrows. Just kind of go around like. But yes, it was nice. There was a lake nearby my place and with lots of birds. I see, or burbs, I should say. But yeah, that sounds nice. So what kind of birds did you watch? Usually the birds I see at beaches are seagulls too, so. But sometimes you get to see other types of birds, like ducks. Maybe a heron if you're lucky. Yeah, it just reminded me that I got to see, like, when spring was beginning to start, we actually saw a lot of like ducks and geese on the actual parking lot part, because I don't know, not really sure why they were out there, but probably just like exploring around with their like mates and stuff. So that was kind of fun. At some point, like I actually had to like stop the car. Like I was trying to drive into work and I had to like stop the car because there was like a family of geese like crossing the road. So yeah, it kind of gets a little crazy there. There's technically a man-made marsh next to the store I work at, so yeah, sorry to go on that ramble, but swans, ducks, geese, mainly over here. I see. Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of the similar animals to us, so. But yeah, that's what I normally see here too. On my vacation, I actually got to see some sort of like fishing bird. I'm not sure what the species was, but we could like see it. I could see it like diving into the water, so that was kind of fun to watch. Hold on, my throat's starting to hurt a little bit earlier than usual, so try to get a nice slurp of water. Probably gonna have to pop in a cough drop real quick, so excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna need to like restock on these too, so I'm almost out of them. Hopefully I can go on for the usual time, or not the usual time, but you know, I'm trying to make 4 hours a pretty regular thing, so you know, hopefully I can like maintain my energy and stuff. But yeah, herons are pretty nice. Actually, I think maybe, yeah, Sunday, actually got to see a bald eagle flying over us. It wasn't next to a lake, but we were driving back from my grandparents because we went over there for Father's Day. And there was, yeah, I just kind of saw a random bald eagle, so that was pretty interesting. Oh yeah, apparently my grandparents are taking care of some kittens too, so you know, no one actually like told me they were taking care of kittens, but yeah, so I got to like play with some baby kittens the other day. Oh, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, they were like little babies, were really cute. Definitely like starting to get more energetic, or getting to the age where they're more playful, so apparently they like to climb legs, so You know, I was like wearing shorts then, so I was like, no, don't. Like some of them were like looking like they were getting ready to climb up my leg. I was like, no, no, get away, get away. Thankfully, none of them actually did that, so. But yeah, they're kind of scared at first, but you know, I played with them a bit more after them. Played with them a bit more afterwards, and I think they warmed up quite a bit, so yeah. Honestly, I've been like missing little baby kittens, so it's kind of nice to be able to play with them. You know, I'll probably be able to play with them a little bit more after stream, because I have to like, I don't know if you were here or not. If when I mentioned this, I need to like go over to my grandparents again to drop off some of my spinach. So yeah. You know, hopefully the spinach still tastes good. So, yes, sir. I see. Yep. But yeah, hopefully the spinach still tastes good. I included some of it in my salad, so it didn't taste too bad or anything, but yeah, I'm wondering when the best time to pick the rest of the leaves off will be, because apparently they recommend to pick it in the morning, which is when I did pick it, but you know, before the sun goes down on it too hard. But you know, I don't think I'm going to be able to pick the rest of it on a morning, because I have to get up for work and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have to preserve that. You know, I've actually been thinking about getting into canning recently, but since I have the garden and stuff. But I'm not canning the spinach though. I don't know if you ever like canned spinach or not, but I know the texture can be kind of off. Also, sorry to keep like yapping about my own stuff. I just kind of, you know, try not to like go too quiet during stream and all that. Yes, I don't mind wilted. I see. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people do kind of don't like the texture of it. I think I had like a canned spinach once at a restaurant. I don't think we normally eat spinach around here because my parents don't like it, or don't like the canned version, but you know, when I ate it, I kind of actually like pretended it was seaweed and that it was a merman, so you know, it probably sounds kind of weird, but yeah, so I guess I didn't mind it too much, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna like freeze it and then use it for soup. For some like yummy veggie soup, so yeah. To sort of drag the conversation back to a previous topic, do you like to drink tea out of curiosity? I don't know, I just kind of sort of thinking about tea earlier, because as I said, you can make like borage flowers into tea, and also like mint too. Personally, I like lemon tea with some honey in it, but I usually just drink that during like cold season, because you know, it's supposedly supposed to help with throat pain. Me as a Brit, never. Just kidding, haha. I see. I see. Yeah, I don't drink a ton of tea normally, just because it's just not. I wouldn't say like tea is the norm, but I would like to get more into it. So, because you know, as I said before, I have stuff in the garden. I was supposed to like grow chamomile this year, but I haven't seen a spray. Yeah, I think I like put it down too late, so. Or put the seeds down too late, so I'm gonna have to like try again next year. Because I remember I liked chamomile tea too, but yeah. Apparently chamomile makes a good companion plant for like onions and stuff as well, so yeah, apparently it would have been like perfect to put in that one blank spot that I was worried about, because I had a blank spot next to some dill and onions, so. And apparently chamomile would have been the perfect plant for that area, but you know, I couldn't do that because it was too late to plant. So I drink a lot. I see. What's your favorite type of tea, by the way? I think that's kind of what I've been meaning to ask. I like chamomile. I see. Yeah, chamomile's nice. Apparently helps you like relax a bit, I think, or at least it's supposed to. So be a pretty nice late night tea. I recently had chamomile, apple, and cinnamon blend. I see. Sounds really good. Yeah, apple teas sound like they would be good too. Do you drink like fruit tea as well? I guess fruit tea isn't something I normally think about outside of lemon, of course, but yeah, it's probably something I should consider sometime in the future. There used to be like this tea brand called Tivana that I like. They tended to have like shops and like malls and stuff, and they had like this variety called Samurai Chai, and that was like a really nice tea, but like the entire company went under, so it doesn't really exist anymore, unfortunately. I don't know. I know I like to go to that store and just like drink the samples. So, because they had like sample tea too. But yeah, unfortunately went under. So usually that was the only store I wanted to go to that in the mall, because there's not really a lot of fun stores in malls anymore. Like it's mostly just like clothing brands and stuff. Back in the day, there used to be like more toy stores, and I remember there being like a putt-putt golf place in a mall before, but yeah, and also the music stopped, so hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back to there. Pretty much any tea I'm down for. I see. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. I see. But yeah, I should probably start drinking a little bit more tea. I don't know what your like opinion on iced tea is, but you know, iced tea is kind of what I want to drink more of because it's summer. You know, coffee is kind of like a hot cup of coffee isn't going to be as nice as it usually is because heat. But yeah, maybe like some minty tea. Yeah, I know some people can get pretty opinionated on the concept of iced tea, but I think iced tea is alright normally. Usually kind of prefer it hot, but you know, as I said before, heat or summertime, so. Yeah, like a nice cool cup of mint tea sounds like a good time. I don't know. I could like try making homemade lemonade too, but I don't really have like a lemon tree or anything. So, I mean, I could probably just buy lemons from the store, but yeah. Yeah, I guess like, I had to like get a juice or two, because I don't have that, but I do like drinking lemonade quite a bit, but lemonade prices are surprisingly high, so you know, I probably have to go with the homemade route. on, I need to finish this coffee real quick. Mm. I suddenly have the desire to look up how long it'll take for a borage stock to form, because, you know, I was complaining about that earlier, just because my borage plants don't seem to be forming stalks, and I'm getting a little bit worried. Been a little bit worried about my zinnias too. Like, they're supposed to emerge pretty quickly, but I just haven't, like, but they've been, like, moving really slowly, so yeah. Because the zinnias were definitely something I was, like, excited for, but I mean, I think I see most of the sprouts actually, like, coming up, so, you know, most of my, like, at least some sprouts didn't come up, so I was, like, wondering if I had, like, trouble. You know, I just haven't really had that great of a time with, like, direct seeding, I guess. But yeah, the stuff that I bought as sprouts or like at least like grew in like little pans, they've been doing good, but the other stuff not so much. Ugh. Yeah, I can't finish this coffee. I'm sorry. It went cold. Like, sure, the cough drop makes it a little more bearable, but still. Okay, sorry, I haven't really been the best about focusing on my work, so. Alright. Right, like, need to move my butt a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish the embellishments around here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna add a hem to the skirt, so. Alright. Kinda wondering if I should tone down some of the light. Some of the dark areas here, maybe. Yeah, like this area I could probably tone down a little bit. In the area with the hands, too. It's maybe a little too thick. Also, I don't know if you know this, Sin, but I've actually been, like, working on Blender stuff and trying to practice Blender. I don't know if I showed you any work or not, but yeah, I've been trying to, like, practice that. I'm gonna take, a break from it, though, because I think I'm, like, starting to burn out of it a little bit, because I think, like, the past couple of weeks, I've just been kind of hyper-focused on that. However, I've been trying to, like, force myself to finish this bust of my character, because my main goal is to make a 3D model of my character, but yeah, I just kind of been struggling with the hair. Basically, like, made like 3 attempts so far, and none of them really look all that good, so yeah, I'm gonna just try and give curves a shot, which is basically make a shape that you can control the curve of. I'm not sure how to describe it that well, sorry about that, but yeah, curves are what people normally do for the hair, but you know, I got kind of scared off from the Vroid, from like my Vroid experience, because I had a really like hard time like forming my character's hair. Like the scalp on my character is pretty rough, so. But I kind of partially blame the UI in Vroid for that, because, you know, it's just kind of hard to, like, move objects around and stuff, so. Yeah, I imagine Blender would make that a lot easier, so. Yeah. I think I'm still going to need to, like, 3D model for my character spray though, because I've been watching a tutorial about that, and the method they showed kind of, I feel like that's going to land me with like a ton of like a lot of polygons or quads. And the more quads your character has, the harder it's going to be for the computer to process it. So yeah, I need to like find a way to keep my quads down. Yeah, because with like VTuber models and game characters, they're usually referred to as like real-time characters and stuff, because they tend to move like at real time. Usually they need to be like or need to have like a lot less polygons and quads, because so the computer can like make them move properly. But yeah, like the tutorial I've been following has been like pretty nice so far, but no, the character that he's making in that tutorial, the character is actually meant for like basically just be a sculpture. So usually for that kind of thing, quads don't matter as much, but yeah, like pretty sure quads don't matter quite a bit. I think like the quad limit for myself is probably needs to aim around to. I need to aim, or like I need to have it be aimed around maybe like I guess like the number should be 50,000 tries, or I guess that would be about sorry, basic math here, 25,000 quads. So tries, real-time characters are usually measured in tries or triangles, because the computer actually processes it as triangles, but usually as a 3D modeler you want to work in like quads. So, and the computer will just automatically split the quads in half into tries, so that's usually how that works. But yeah, so for real-time models it's usually measured in triangles, or they'll like say the number of or like they'll say the number of whatever you need as tries. I'm not explaining things well, I'm sorry. So they'll usually say like 50,000 tries for a VTuber model basically. Either VTuber model or VR model, actually. I think that's where I hear it referenced a lot, but I'm not actually aiming for a VR model specifically, but I don't know if I'm actually able to use VR chat. I could probably just use the PC version, but yeah. I don't know if you ever like tried to use VR chat, or used VR chat, I should say. I was more interested in it in the past, when I was like younger, but I'm not like as invested or like as interested as I was. Like back in like the late 10s or early 2020s, I was like definitely a lot more interested in like using it because it sounded like super fun. But back then, even now, it's like I tried looking up the cost of a VR set, and it's like that's out of budget. Yeah, I don't make a ton of money, so I can't really just go around buying game consoles. So yeah, if somehow I ever get big, and I'm probably gonna get a VR set, maybe. I don't know. Okay, sorry, I'm just keep zooming in and out. Wondering if this qualifies as done or not. I think I need to erase this a little bit right here, but yeah, I think I'm just about done with the line art. Let's clean this little area up, because I'm wondering if I should make certain areas a bit thicker or not, though. Yeah, like Wondering if this there, some of the parts of top of the head should be thicker. Or at least like the outline. The actual outline of the character should be thicker. I'll thicken like certain areas, but I don't want to overdo it. Hopefully the coloring helps bring some of the focus back onto the head, because, yeah. Because that's technically the focal point of this. Okay. Yeah, usually you want your focal point to be the, be the focal point, so. Anyways. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the freaking head. I almost forgot the tassels. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pretty basic. I also need to lower the opacity right here. But what I like to do is just kind of make it thicker. Put down a line. And then down another line. And I'm not going to add too much detail to these tassels, so probably just have them be shown as like basic shapes. But yeah, I kind of just put down a silhouette and then just erase it out, usually for the thin parts like lines. Okay. I'm just gonna add these details. Okay, I'm gonna lurk, Sir Ghost. I'll make food now. Okay, thank you for chatting with me. Awesome. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take a break pretty soon anyway, so I can like get more coffee and water. But I'll try to finish this water real quick. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep my focus on. Oops. I guess keep my focus on this today. So. All right. Yep, I'm just gonna continue this artwork, maybe yap about some of my world building and character lore, but yeah. Admittedly, sometimes I just feel kind of struggle with talking about my character's lore and stuff, because I just feel like nervous about explaining it. Like, I do think about these characters quite a bit, because like, I'd like to think up stories in my head, but yeah, just kind of anxious about like sharing it. Yeah, I know some people can be a bit judgmental online, so. Okay, take a deep breath. Stretch. Stretch. Just need a good one. Okay. This is a really big tassel. Actually, I don't think I want this tassel quite this big. So I'm just gonna cut down on some of this detail. Honestly, make his look a little more neater. Make his tassel a bit neater, I guess. Of course, we can still have some looser parts, but still. Alright. Okay, so, yeah. And then I'll just kinda... Now, the next step is just to erase the line. Oops. It said erase. So it's not erasing. Okay, oops. That's too uneven for my taste, so... Yeah, the hard part. Okay. Do it again. Alright. Alright. there's that. And then do these 2 other ones. Originally it's supposed to just have the 1, but... Or just like 1 pair. But... I guess I should just say 1 string that's going around his body. It's not like 2 different strings. But I thought it'd be kind of cool if I added another one, so... Because people in this society are supposed to have a lot of clothing decoration. I think I mentioned that before. But my lazy butt just doesn't want to. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry, that... I just saw a bot get banned, so... Sometimes I worry about, like, normal people getting banned, but it looks like it's just mostly been bots, so... Okay. Yeah, try to keep this chat room from becoming the Wild West and all that. Oops. Okay. Alright, so there's the strings. Okay. Did somebody say Wild West? Hello, Flying Scott. Yeah, I was just joking about the chat room I was just saying I don't want my chat to become the Wild West, which is why I have Seribot, so... Yeah, it just kind of... There was just a bot that got, a bot trying to sell viewers that got banned, so I was like, just kind of mentioning that. But yeah, also, hello there, how's your day going on? I've just been working on this piece, on this one artwork so far, so... This, like, character that I have for, art fights. Like, you probably heard of it, because, I'm not sure if you did, but I feel like you probably have heard of it, you know, the art event that happens in July. Yeah, I've been trying to prepare for it because I've been kind of slacking on the earlier part of the month, but also I'm just kind of getting a little bit burnt out on the yes, Shady Link TM bot. Yes. Yep. But yeah, I need to take a break from Blender, so you know, I just kind of trying and failing to make hair for my character, so I'm just gonna take a break and then try the curve method, because, you know, I guess, like, the original image that I had for the hair was probably more of a, more of a single object in a way. Kind of hard to describe, but kind of like a single object that kind of like has strands that blend into each other, but the methods I've been trying to use in Blender just haven't been working out, so yeah, I'm just gonna try giving curves a chance. I don't know, that I've also been kind of scared off from curves because of VRoid, but you know, I'm sure it's gonna be a lot easier in Blender than VRoid, because yeah, tell me about it. My 3D program isn't, oh no, still isn't stable. And I know about it through other artist friends, but I have never and cannot participate. I see. I'm sorry you can't participate. Yeah. I'll try giving curves a chance. Fury 2025. Yep. Yes, indeed. I don't know if it's supposed to be an innuendo. If you're trying to make an innuendo. It's probably flying past my head if it is. But yeah, just like try to make hair that kind of looks like it's supposed to be hair. But sadly, yes. Ouch. Yep. I see. I see. Fortunately, I'm not the spiciest ghost in the world. Yeah, minty green isn't necessarily the spiciest color in the world, but you might want to have to talk to Crimson Ghost or maroon ghost for that one. Cadmium ghost. But yeah, so hopefully I can get the hair shape that I want. I guess since you're here, I'll probably just see if I can get an example of some older art. Just gonna like put. Sorry, I'm just like blanking out as soon as I open this thing. That's the wrong folder, yep. Varia. Okay. Just like more of a blocky hair shape, I should say. Yeah, any year now. Okay. Any year now. Okay, this is not the best example, actually, but... Alright, here we go again. Okay. Let's look at an older drawing. Need to go down for the older drawings, because I used to not have a separate folder for Varia. Yeah, just kind of a blockier shape, kind of more melded together. Almost like a little... Almost looks a little bit like jelly or something. But yeah, so... I realize that it's not working out, so... I'm gonna have to just treat his hair as normal hair. So... Yeah, sorry to get distracted. By the way, this is the previous drawing of this character. I realize it isn't necessarily the worst, but... You know, I feel like I could have done a bit better at capture. Like, the spear pose isn't too bad, but... You know, I realized that his, like, spear was actually going into his sleeve at some point, so... Yeah, it's not really the best. That's actually why I gave him a split sleeves, because, you know, I didn't really want to get any AI accusations right there. Size spear, nice, yep. Yeah, I thought, I like the concept of scythe weapons, but I know that most of them aren't really realistic. But honestly, like, he grew up as a farmer anyways, so maybe like the scythe spear might actually be fitting. I know like scythe spears were like a real thing though, so just like a scythe though, it's as a weapon wasn't actually a thing. You know, honestly, the idea of like farm weapon or like weapons made of farming equipment tends to be pretty cool. So realism, schmealism. We all thought ninja wielding scythes were the coolest thing back in the 2010s. Yeah, I know. It's just that I want a little bit of... I guess I kind of want a little bit of grounding, but... Yeah, I'm not like hyper focused on realism, but you know, just have a little bit of it here and there. Man, it is hot in here right now. My God. Yeah, I think we're having a little bit of a heat wave, but also could just be the summer temperatures. Yeah, it's almost like 90, so I kind of forgot what it's supposed to look. I think it's like around 30 or 31 in Celsius. I looked it up earlier, but yeah, it's very hot over here. We just put in AC earlier in my room, so hopefully there's not like too much background noise from that. Yeah, hopefully like my OBS filter is doing its job. Oof, multi-times, yep. Makes me actually wish I was a ghost under the sea. It'd probably be a lot cooler around the bottom of the ocean. Also, I need to hide this under the sketch real quick. Yeah, I'm almost done with the line art too, by the way, so... Almost forgot to add these little tassels, so... Yeah, try to keep them in. Okay. Cooler, but also very dead. Yeah, I guess that's true. I was thinking like, oh, we can just go to a vent, or an underwater vent, but that's just gonna get really hot again, so Yeah. You know, it kind of defeats the purpose of going to the bottom of the ocean. Okay. Maybe find a little whale fall, and I say a little whale fall, it's find ourselves a whale fall and just watch all the critters go at it down there. Okay. I guess I'm gonna add some more of these blacked out areas, because the parts that have really strong colors aren't necessarily too out of place. But yeah, then otherwise I can just start working on the colors, and yeah. I'm also tempted to just like shade the hair, but nothing else, because I like shading hair. Sorry, I need a deep breath. Okay. What am I looking at? I think I messed up a little bit right here. I don't know. Actually, I can just delete this one. Or not delete, but erase it. The one that's higher up. Just letting his, I can put this around here. Yeah, so. I can never shake how funny a whale would look when it's all floppy. I see. Sorry, I'm trying to imagine it. I don't know, I mostly like... When I hear about dead whales, I mostly just like, think about all the... think about the fact that they basically explode. Because I used to like watching Animal Planet as a little kid, and you like hear about some of the crazy stuff that happens. I also heard about like a whale carcass like exploding and like stuff kind of like its guts kind of like destroying people's cars like a quarter of a mile away. So, and I'm not so. So yeah. Oh yeah, shoot the gas buildup. Yes, when they blew up one. I see. Yeah, it's definitely kind of crazy to hear about. Anyways, I'm just gonna, sorry, I keep zooming in and out of this. But I'm just gonna take a nice drink of water, and I'm probably gonna take a break before I start the actual coloring stage, because I need to like refill my water and coffee real quick, and also just some basic needs. Probably gonna have to drink a lot more today than usual because heat, but you know. Yeah, I don't look forward going back outside and like spraying the garden, because we're reaching like the temperatures where I have to like spray, give it a daily watering. Just like a little quick watering, but you know, still I'm just kind of intimidated by the heat. But yeah, so alright, I just finished my water, so I'll just go ahead and like BRB for hopefully around 10 to 15, like only like 10 minutes at most, but we'll have to see. So yeah, let's get the art showcase back on. And I just realized I never added my little mermaid pieces to the showcase yet, but I'll have to deal with that later. But yeah, so alright, see you soon. Alright, I'm back. So, sorry about that. I just, basic needs and all that, so. Anyways, I'm just gonna put, like, down a proper base for the character. Usually, like, a background, I should say. I'm not explaining this very well. Like, just I put one solid color behind the actual colors of the character, but. And then I'll fill in the other colors later. But I mostly just do this in case there's like little bits of colors bleeding through. So yeah. And thank you. By the way, how's your garden going? My stuff's been going all right. Unfortunately, my spinach is starting to bolt, but apparently that's pretty normal for June. So yeah. So I'm just kind of, I collected some already so I can like share it with my grandmother because she's going to take some of it, but I'm also probably going to like freeze up the rest. So I figure I can like use that for soups later on. Like make myself a tasty little veggie soup. But yeah, so it's kind of been my... Otherwise, I think like most of my other plants are doing okay. See, the peppers aren't doing great, but I think I'm just not watering them enough, so. But yeah, it probably takes a little more time for them to properly establish themselves. But the brassicas are starting to get big, and I think like some of my cabbage and my lettuce is starting to actually like curl into itself, so it's like I think they're basically starting to form some heads, which is nice. Pretty excited for that part. And the tomatoes are looking pretty good too. Kind of surprised. Because I didn't expect them to go as well as they're doing, but yeah, I guess they're doing pretty good. The borage hasn't like formed any stalks yet though, so I'm like a little bit worried about that. I don't know, it's been a little while since they came out, so just like, like, aren't you supposed to like get bigger? I mean, they're getting bigger, but they're still on the ground. It's just mostly the leaves getting bigger. Honestly, all my fruiting plants are exploding due to the heat, but no fruits. I see. Hopefully you start seeing more fruits. Yeah, I'm trying to... Like, all my, like, rooting plants are still in their early stages, so I'm trying to, like... I know I need to like, cut off the plant. I need to, like, cut off their, like, little flowers still. Yeah, I'm thinking that I probably need to add more water to them, because, that's usually when they, like, perk up and grow fast, I realize. It's after, like, a nice long rain, so... We're supposed to get, like, a storm tomorrow night, so hopefully that helps them, but yeah. Try to make my plants nice and moist. And hopefully I start seeing them. Hopefully they start growing a bit more. But yeah, it's kind of I took a picture of my lettuce patch this morning, so because I'm about to like right before I started harvesting a bunch of the spinach, because I just wanted a final picture of that spinach. It looks pretty impressive. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like start cutting that up. But I like keep the center leaves in there so they can like keep growing up and all that. But yeah. But yeah, as I said, hopefully you get more fruit action. Okay, sorry, the music just paused for no reason. Alright, so time to start just kind of cleaning up these little areas. But yeah, so future colors are likely to have these little crunchies in them, so I try to get this done so it can get it like further done, so when I put the actual colors down, it'll look better. So, okay, I should just use the turnip pen. Just make it really big. The turnip pen, it just has like slower. I have like the stabilization I'll put down a lot lower, so I don't really have to worry about it moving super slowly. So, and I'm too lazy to just scroll down and like alter the stabilization on the normal pen I use for lining. So, but yeah, that's why I use the turnip pen, which is one of the defaults to Clip Studio. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like show more pictures of my garden. I haven't really been good about posting those lately, so just kind of been a bit lazy. I did get like a ton of strawberries the other day, and I still have like a bunch that needs to be picked, but kind of wondering if I should just like, if I like should make something with those strawberries. Last year when I planted them, I actually wanted to make a strawberry cake, but I don't think I have enough for like a strawberry cake though, so like there's a lot, but there's like not that many, so I might like, I want her to like kind of blend them up and then maybe like add them to like a lemonade. So like it'd be kind of nice to make a strawberry lemonade, I should say. Okay, sorry, I kept blanking out what to do next, but it's basically just nope, wrong color. Okay, basically just need to fill the stuff up. So try to make it nice, make it like mostly solid. It doesn't need to be perfect, but yeah. And I like to use purple for him because he's supposed to have like very, very yellow hair, so yep. He's also supposed to have like an alternate outfit too, but I'm already like trying to draw enough characters. I don't need to worry about it too much. Yeah, I don't want to like wear myself out before the art fight even begins, you know? Oops, nope, that's over the line. Okay. Alright. Just kind of going over it with the pen, clean it up. Yeah. I'm supposed to like jump between this and another piece, but you know, haven't had the strong desire to work on the other piece quite yet. But yeah. This character is actually supposed to have a monster form as well, so I'm thinking that I need to probably draw that out, but hopefully that's actually the other piece that I've been like thinking of working on, like right here. But I figured I could probably keep working on this before I get sick of it. Yeah. It's supposed to be kind of have like a bit of a seedier looking design. Okay. But yeah, so anyways, I'm just gonna name this layer base. So, like hopefully the other piece, oops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, hopefully this comes out alright. Sometimes, like, I feel like I struggle a lot with the anatomy and faces. But, yeah, honestly, I was kind of surprised that this, like, that his face came out looking alright. Like, I don't know, I didn't, like, spend that much time on it, so, yeah. Not complaining, though, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna start. Let's just get the hair done. It's supposed to have, like, very, very, strong golden hair. Honestly, doesn't everyone struggle with those? Yeah. I think most people do. But still, like, sometimes I just feel like I feel bad about taking so long to actually get something out, so, oops, that's way too far down. Okay. So I just kind of feel a little down if I take too long. Also, I just lose motivation too, so. I lose motivation if I don't get things done fast enough, so yeah. Alright. So, oops, dang it. I keep going over the line. Yeah, I'm just going over this, eyebrows. Also, my Discord just went off. I wonder what's going on. Okay, sorry, it's just a stream alert. Yeah, I always like wonder if someone like messaged me, but it never turns out to be that way. Okay. Also, hello, Super. It's nice to see you here. I just been working on this character drawing. I'm gonna be like focusing on character drawings for a little bit because I think I'm gonna take a break from Blender, so probably won't have too many Blender streams. Or probably won't be having a Blender stream at the end of the month, probably. Because I'm trying to like force myself through like this 3D bust, but I've just been like struggling with the hair, so you know. And how's my art doing? It's doing okay so far. Honestly, this piece has been like pretty easy going, so like nothing too hard to deal with. But yeah, I'm just making a character reference for this guy, so he's one of my OCs basically. This is like an older drawing of him, but I'm not like super thrilled about how it came out. Honestly, I don't think it came out all that badly, but still. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to... And it's supposed to be for Art Fight, which is that art event that I mentioned before, so... Anyways, how's your day going? Awesome. My day's been okay so far. Nothing like too crazy happened. I guess I just made myself some salad and fried up some bacon for breakfast, so nothing like too challenging to make, but yeah, also on the simpler side. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to... My spinach has actually been like bolting lately, so hopefully the taste is still alright. I'm gonna have like to freeze up the rest, but I'm gonna like bring some to my grandmother, so yeah, I'm probably gonna stop by her place after stream, so yeah. Mine was alright, little stressed, but the weather was cool. I see. Glad the weather's good on your side. It's actually pretty. We're actually having a bit of a heat wave around here, so you know, I'm sort of like sweating a bit. Yeah, I just got the AC unit installed here, so hopefully it doesn't get too hot, but yeah, it's like around like 30 to 31 Celsius, so around like, or like 90 for you guys, or like 88 for you guys. No, for me, sorry. Like started with Celsius and like then switched to Fahrenheit. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of zooming in and out. I might like shade the hair, but then not like actually shade the other parts, just because I don't know, I feel like shading the hair, man. It looks... I think it's like hair is really, really pretty, so oops. These are also on different layers for some reason, but alright, so let's just start up the skin layer. So I'm gonna take this color. He has a little bit of a tan right here, so honestly, I think it's just not freakishly pale like most people, like most of my characters. Okay. So just kind of filling in this. Actually, he's supposed to be wearing gloves, isn't he? Yeah, so, whoops. Okay, undo. Yeah, I think most of his body is covered, actually, so. Let's fill in the sclera right here anyway, because I need to add some blush to his skin tone. So just take this color, it's super faint, but okay, make it a little redder. And yeah, just add a little bit of detail. But yeah, hopefully your day goes better. Sorry, I just kind of like talking about my art piece. I don't think I mentioned it to you guys, but apparently my grandparents have been like taking care of some like little baby kittens. So, you know, I got to meet them last Sunday on Father's Day. So, you know, that was kind of nice. Just got to play with little babies. Like, they're definitely getting a bit, old. They're definitely getting a bit more playful from what I've heard. Oops. Sorry, I'm just let's put this over the skin layer. Alright. No. Sorry, just drag this down too. Okay. It looks kind of crazy. Like this. But yeah, I usually like to add a bit of a blush. So I start with like a really strong color. And then just kind of lower the opacity later on. So just give them a bit of color under the eyes. But this character is still feels alive inside. Character isn't dead inside, so not too much eye bags. Or shouldn't add too much eye bags. Okay. I also should tone down the color in the nose, I think. So yeah, that bit's a little too strong. Maybe add a little more color to the right up here. And just kind of tone it down again. You know, just kind of trying to find a balance. Aw. Yep. 3 little black and white kittens and also a calico kitten. So they seemed like they were pretty nervous at first, but they kind of warmed up to me, I think, after a little while. So yeah, like apparently they developed a tendency to climb up legs. So I was a bit worried about that because last Sunday I was like in my shorts, so you know, I didn't want them to like crawl up my bare legs. So yeah, they were definitely like had little prickly little claws. So definitely had to be careful about that. But yeah, they were very cute. Yeah, I think they actually wanted to be held by the time we were leaving, so yeah. So cute. Yep. Honestly, I haven't been able to play with little babies in years, so I was pretty happy, to be honest. I think his sclera actually should be a bit darker. Sorry, I'm just kind of making adjustments. Yeah. Okay, actually, maybe a bit later. Hold on. Just like open this little pop-up. So sclera usually isn't like pure white. I usually like most of my characters are like really pale though, so I'm used to making like really bright sclera to sort of compensate for that. But you know, he has more of his skin's a little bit darker, so yeah. Anyways, all right, I need to make an iris layer, so take a deep breath. And he has purple eyes, so yeah, so there goes the realism aspect. But okay. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded for some reason, so probably need to stop and breathe a little bit. Take a nice drink of water. Okay. By the way, have either of you guys actually tried like borage tea before? You know, I was kind of thinking about that earlier, just because I know you can like make tea out of borage flowers, but I'm not sure how it would actually taste. I heard those flowers tend to be on the sweeter side, so yeah. I was kind of thinking about how my borage hasn't been like forming stems quite yet. I don't know when they normally do that, but you know, I was kind of thinking about looking that up earlier. So Yeah, hopefully I can get some forage flowers soon, because I've been kind of looking forward to that. So, okay, sorry, I've been moving really slowly today. So I try to move a little bit faster. Alright. Okay, that's the wrong color right there, so, let me get this, red part. Yeah, okay. Just sort of filling in these clothing colors. So, anyways. Cannot say I have. No. Alright. Well, hopefully when the flowers come in, I'll be able to tell you guys. Just because I've been kind of curious. But yeah, kind of looking forward to my borage, because the base leaves are actually getting pretty big. It's just that I just haven't seen much action from them quite yet. Hold on, sorry. Just trying to... just making this a bit darker because it's the undersleeve. So there's going to be shadow naturally. Okay. Get these hems. Alright. Hopefully the colors come together. I think the thing I kind of struggled a lot with this character's design is just the color scheme. So, actually I'm going to make these back colors a bit darker, because it's supposed to be a bit darker. Actually make this a bit bluer too. No! Shoot, sorry. Yeah, sometimes it just bleeds right through, which is kind of annoying. Okay. Let's take this. Alright. Sorry I'm being a little bit quiet. I just kind of getting a little bit lightheaded, so try to like speak at a normal pace. Control my breathing and all that. Also just realized there was supposed to be a little decoration at the corners, but oh well. Oops. I'm gonna probably put his older art in the art fight tab anyway, just so people can see his weapon. But yeah, I think I think this new art looks a lot cuter, to be honest, so it's gonna be his main art. Yeah. I still have a ton of other characters to work on too, so it's like I wonder how much I'll actually be able to get done before July. Okay, hold on. I don't think he has a button in this version, so let's just go ahead and make it this color. Alright, we've got a color in his gloves now. Take a deep breath. Okay. Practice that self-care. Oh. Hey, Isoki. Oh. Sorry. Isoki? Sorry, I didn't realize, Not sure who you're referencing right there. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't think I heard Isoki. So, I think it's kind of flying over my head. Nope, that's the wrong color. I think I hit the line art on accident right there, so yeah, let's try to make sure to get these little details in here. Anyways. Alright. So I'll get these little hem parts too. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. With the slower talking, it's okay. You need to practice a bit of coction. What with slower talking, it's okay. Alright. Yeah, I know you're not really supposed to leave too much dead air in the stream. It's just kind of... I feel like I just end up talking too fast for myself, so it becomes a little bit of a problem. But yeah, just kind of take more breaths, I guess. Hopefully it's not the heat either. Like, I don't normally, like, faint when it gets hot, but... Or I guess if I do, it's probably just because I'm like, in a lot more, stressful part or situation. You know, I was thinking a bit earlier, I actually need to, like, block out there's, like, a little exposed areas with the AC unit, so I'm gonna have to, like, cover that with tape at some point. A little off topic, but I just kind of remembered. You know, want to make sure that no wasps actually, like, get in there or anything. So, because I actually had that issue. Nope, wrong color. Had that issue last year, I think. Like bugs getting into my bedroom. They already get in here pretty badly, but you know, I don't want like a swarm in here, you know. Okay, hold on. Like, I don't necessarily hate bugs, but I do hate wasps, so... Yeah, I got stung by a wasp in my bedroom once, so yeah. Okay, start putting in the cyan color in. Also missed this little area, so... Alright. Yeah, it definitely like picks up pace when I actually throw in the colors. Yeah, these reference layers definitely help. Okay. So try now. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be like a band, or this cyan band, or this green band, cyan, whatever. I'll just add it in because I think there needs to be a little more of a brighter color down here. Just kind of balance out the color scheme a little bit. I also miss these areas, so I'm gonna try to make sure I get that. Okay. Let's put it in. Alright. Wasps aren't fun, but they're also pest control, so we should leave them be. Petums. Yeah, it's not like I go way out of the way for wasps or anything, but if they're like in the house, then it's like, yeah. Then it becomes kind of an issue. Because I tried to kind of leave them be in the past when they were still in their house, but, you know, then I got stung, so it's like, yeah, getting out. But, yeah, because it hurts a lot, man. It's not like you're going out of the way to harass them, they just kind of they end up deciding you're a problem. Also not sure how I did that. Whoops. Okay. Guess I dragged it on accident. Hold on. Okay, let's fix this real quick. Alright, come on. Oh god. Okay, here we go. There we go. Alright. wonder if I'll be able to attract dragonflies this year. I don't know. I guess I didn't really do anything too specific to bring them in, but I heard if you let a ecosystem properly form in your garden, then that should technically attract some of the attract some dragonflies, and that should help with the mosquitoes. You know, like the forest in the back, like behind our yard, it used to be a lot swampier, but you know, it's been kind of turning into just a drier forest now. So also, hello, Windman. I hope your day's going well. I've just been working on this art piece so far, so I'm doing like more of the characters for art fight. This is the old drawing, and this is what the other drawing I'm planning on working on today. But I just kind of been working to finish this one specifically because I just been kind of a little bit more motivated to do that. Also, I'm wondering if I should actually make this a little bit later. Hold on. Ah, okay, sorry, I was trying to bring up the color. Boop, boop. Yeah, I'll just make this color a little bit lighter. Because, so it fits in a bit better. Yeah, just like fiddling with the design a little bit, and nice. Alright, thank you. But yeah, just kind of applying these colors, and won't necessarily add too much crazy details, but I just kind of missed a little detail over here, so I'm just gonna add it real quick. Yeah, this little thingy. No, originally I didn't feel like it, but I think I'm just gonna do it. So okay, let's just kind of take out this corner. Just gonna add this little detail. Like in the world that they live in, it's normal for characters to have kind of or at least the nation they live in, because I mostly just focus on one country because that's where all my OCs are, but you know, they tend to wear pretty complicated clothings, or like reasonably complicated clothes, so hold on. I didn't get that quite right. Okay. And I'm just gonna erase these sides real quick. I just got done with binding of Isa Run. How's the artwork going? It's going all right. Actually pretty like happy with the direction it's going, but I probably won't add too much shading either because I don't want to like put too much pressure on myself before the art fight. So yeah, it's just kind of trying to see if I actually want this to, you know, I should probably make this a bit sharper. Also, I'm planning on taking a quick break from the blender because just kind of burning myself out lately with the hair, so you know, maybe like sometime next week I can give things another shot. But yeah, I just needed to focus on my 2D stuff too because I've been pretty distracted from that. Yeah, hopefully I'll get enough done. Nice, okay, yep. But yeah, this is my character, Onsancha. Try to pronounce his name. Yeah, I feel like I've been kind of wearing my throat out a little bit earlier, so sorry if I'm not pronouncing things very well. Yeah, hopefully I'm not overstressing myself. Yeah, my voice just feels weaker. Just felt weaker this morning, so. NOC, yep, this is my character, so. Yeah, he's in the same world as some of my other characters, so including the guy that I drew last week, so yeah. He's one of the Malahones, so he's technically like a magical super soldier. He basically has the power to kind of like to form like flowers and plants, and specifically like a certain type of flower that can have like a psychedelic effect. maybe not really psychedelic. Most of the flowers he summons, they can actually, they actually put people to sleep. And, yeah, he turns into a seedier type of character every month, so, or every, like, new moon, so. Ugh, sorry, my voice feels so off today. Oh, I keep trying to hit black. Come on. Okay. Oh, nice. All right, thank you. Yeah, so, you know, it's basically who I'm drawing today. The other, this is also, no, not this. The other, this sketch I showed you, it's also supposed to be him, but yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to draw everyone's monster form out, because, but I do want to get that out there, so. Sorry, I'm trying to deep breaths. Deep breaths. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just, right now I forgot to add some these little details. So just doing that real quick. And then I'll do a little bit of hair shading, I think, because I just like the color of his hair. I think his hair is really pretty, so I'm just gonna add a bit of detail, but not too much because I don't want to shade the entire thing. I decided to keep most of these these images a bit on the flatter side for my sanity. So, but yeah. I actually made a lot of sketches yesterday night, but I feel like a lot of them are kind of in a similar pose, especially with the legs, so I'm not sure if I want to go through with all those doodles, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I want like some variety between them. Anyways, oh, okay, I forgot this little bit, so hold on. Like the soles of his shoes. Okay. Try to fill this in real quick. But yeah, so how did your Binding of Isaac gameplay go? I haven't really done much, too much these past few days or weekend. I did get to play with like little baby kittens on Sunday night, and I guess I did play some Mario Kart online by myself, so technically not by myself, but yeah, just sort of like with random people. So yeah, I noticed that I am doing better against like I'm generally doing better on like online mode, so there's that. It went alright. I won 2 runs today. Okay, that's cool to hear. Hold on, I need to like rename all. Oops, almost knocked over my water. So I need to rename these layers really badly because I have not named any of my layers. Okay, this is the skin layer. This is the iris layer. I usually keep my character's irises on a single layer. Okay, so this is the hair. I'm just gonna do a little bit of shading for the hair because, as I said before, I like how it looks. Now this character is supposed to have like very bright golden hair, so yeah, it ends up looking really pretty, I think. So first I'm gonna start off with a bit of a gradient over this. And then I'll add more specific colors too. So make this a bit of a brighter yellow. And this is the darker color is actually probably a little more orangey than the base color. And this is a bit more yellow and saturated than the original base. I'm gonna like erase a little bit of it, tone it down a bit. Okay, and then I'll just start marking out the harder shadows. So So I'm just kind of taking from the older artwork. I'm going to darken this, make it more orange. And it's currently on a separate layer, so. But yeah, I'm just going to do more of a simplish shading, I think. Also, yeah, so good for you on your gaming. But yeah, I did do like some studying for Blender though, so like looked up some explanations and stuff for the for how like topology should work, and looked a little bit into learning curves. So like the original tutorial I was using for my first character model, you know, I was supposed to look up into UV mapping too, but I just felt really worn out yesterday, so I kind of just turned to starting out a bunch of character full bodies. So yeah. Yeah, hopefully I can get some decent profiles written down too. I'm not very good at writing, but specifically around like prose and stuff, but you know, hopefully like my little character descriptions work out. I used to like try writing a lot more, but you know, at some point I just got really nervous about sharing my character's lore and stuff. I know there's a lot of people who like to read about that kind of thing, but you know, yeah, I've just been feeling more anxious about that kind of thing in the past few years. So yeah. But yeah, also prose is just definitely like the thing I struggle with. Alright, so actually let's set this to multiply. Okay, and then I can like lower the opacity back down when I'm kind of done with the basics. But yeah, I've been mostly feeling good about this specific piece right here, because I feel like his face came out pretty well. So, yep. I don't know, I was thinking about something else to say, but I forgot, so. Yeah, I can't remember what I wanted to say earlier. I guess show off this doodle that I did. I don't know. Kind of a bit weird, but might be fun to continue that one. So, part of me is wondering if I should do more art, or like make some of my art fight pieces like black and white, like what I've been kind of doing for my underpaintings. Because I want it hurt to like work with that style a bit more. I'm not sure. Okay. What's this? Hydrate. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to drink my coffee right now, so I do have my glass of water right next to me. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna start working on this braid real quick, because yeah, this is I think this is the one I'm most proud of. The part of the hair that I'm most proud of right here. Yeah, I just like how this character's hair came out. Also, I'm just going to set this to clipping mask, because it keeps going over. It's supposed to be in clipping mask mode, but I'm just kind of throwing it around, colors around. Yeah, it looks it too. Alright, thank you. Okay. Alright. You know, I just I just remembered that I need to take some photos of the delphiniums, because those have been in bloom. I didn't realize earlier, but apparently we have two different like delphinium plants in the flower bed that my mom planted earlier before I put mine in. So, and those like are really nice colors too. Like one's kind of a bluish lavender color. There's another that's just like a more like stronger blue. And then there's mine, which is like a deep, rich blue. So I'll have to take pictures of all of them and post them, hopefully, so you guys can see all the pretty larkspur or delphiniums. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to take deep breaths. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I'm feeling so like off today. Just kind of like lightheaded and like my throat hurts a lot more. Yeah, I don't think I'm like sick or anything. Just kind of maybe just haven't been working my vocal cords enough or something. Damn. Yeah. Just feeling really off today. I'll try to keep going, but yeah, just kind of sorry if I'm a little bit quieter than usual too. But yeah, I gotta get all my work done before July, so. You know, originally I was planning on just a few characters, but now I'm like tempted to draw out everyone, because I needed to like draw them out anyway, because I just never did that for some reason. I guess I just didn't have that motivation, but yeah, just like my OCs and think about more about their relationships and stuff. Total possibility you just overexert yourself with 2 hours of talking, if usually that's a rarity. I mean, it's sort of a rarity. The thing is, though, is like in other streams I tend to do a lot better, but I don't know, just today it seems like it's kind of getting kind of hard. But yeah, maybe I just need to work out my vocal muscles more again. When I started streaming, I actually did exercises that involved the larynx, or like working out your larynx. So just basically short spouts of just being really loud, but I haven't really been doing them that much. Because I guess I feel a little bit awkward doing them. Also, the music stopped, so sorry about that. Turn on, come on. Where are you? There you are. Pause for a moment. Not sure why it's been doing that lately. Okay. But yeah, so. Yeah, I guess that's probably the main issue, is just not talking enough. Yeah, sometimes I think about streaming more. It's just maybe I can like work out my voice better, but you know, I also like having time to just like work on my personal projects. I don't know. I've just been like kind of tempted to stream more again, you know, play more games generally, but yeah, I'm not sure. Of course, it probably doesn't need to be like a normal part of my schedule, but yeah. Sorry if you don't want to hear about this. It's just kind of been trying to like raise my concurrent viewer level, but because I wanted the emotes, but Apparently, since the standards change, I might not actually have to worry about that. So, like, if no one shows up to a stream, it'd probably like bring down the concurrent viewers. But yeah, I just need like the standards kind of change, so maybe I can just like do random streams more often. Maybe see some Thursday night streams where I play Monster Hunter Rise, or just kind of just do more art projects. So maybe that wouldn't hurt. I just don't know if people would be interested in that. Oh, did they change? Yeah, they made it easier to get affiliates, so it used to be like three concurrent viewers per on average, but now it's just like you need 4 days with three viewers. So, and yay, Monster Hunter. Yeah, I recently got Monster Hunter Rise off Steam because it was on it had like it was on 75% off, which is like a really good deal. So yeah, I decided to get that. Monster Hunter Rise is actually my first game, kind of the only one that I actually got into with Monster Hunter, so you know, the Steam sale. Yeah, like I don't want to get too much because I haven't really been gaming that much lately, but I did want to take advantage of that. So yeah, hopefully I can like play that at some point. But right now I'm going to focus more on probably focus on Stardew Valley again for tomorrow's stream, by the way. But yeah, I'd like to run around Monster Hunter. Probably can't spend as much time just goofing off though, because I'm probably be a little bit boring to watch for you guys, but yeah. Have I ever tried the Binding of Isaac? I have not, actually. I'm not like a super big fan of, or I'm not like the biggest fan of roguelikes, so admittedly I haven't been super interested, but also I'm just like bad at games, so I imagine it's a bit one of those games that are a little bit tougher. But I actually knew about that game for like a long time though. Okay, yeah. Also, I don't know if I ever asked you this, but like, what's your favorite genre game to play? And didn't you mention you actually played Rise on Switch? Yeah, I did play Rise on Switch, but yeah, I can't play, or I can't like, I have a Switch Lite, so I can't actually like connect it to other screens and stuff, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, I can't play any of my Switch games, but yeah. I don't know. I see. I was just curious. My favorite type of games tends to be RPGs. So yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I see. Yeah, it's okay to not necessarily have strong preferences. I was just kind of curious. But yeah, RPGs tend to be my... I guess there's a lot of games that kind of fall under RPG, so I guess it probably doesn't. But I'm usually like generally like MMOs, games like Skyrim. Those kind of games that I like, are games that I like. Also, games where I know it sounds like kind of dumb for a lot of people, but games where you can like make your own character. That's kind of the games that I like to play. I don't know what it is about character customization, but that's something I tend to be pretty drawn to, specifically. So, anyways, I'm just gonna blend this out. Probably should have done this with a solid brush, honestly. I like the messy brushes, or I like the specific brush. I mean. I tend to use it a lot out of habit. But yeah. Sorry, itch my nose. But yeah, hopefully I can get to play more Monster Hunter Rise. Yeah, I always like the how I can like move in that game. Get to be able to climb up and jump around everything. Because I was like an insect glaive main, so Rise is like insect glaive heaven. Honestly, I'm a huge trend chaser. I like good card games. Had a handful of Nintendo heavy hitters. Got into the monster hunting genre because of Dauntless, but was sucked in by the Monster Hunter world when it was basically just completed. I see. That's pretty interesting. So I assume World is your favorite then. Already have a favorite monster? Oh, already have a favorite monster by any chance? I don't think I have like a favorite, but I always been kind of drawn I've always been like drawn towards Trinodon. I think I'm mispronouncing the name. I actually I like a lot of the designs for the lower level monsters. So you know, the big Kappa type of monster. Big frog fellow, yeah. Yeah, I like him. I don't even know why I like him. I just like him. I also like the Mizushi. Sorry, I can't pronounce anyone's name. You know, I kind of like the chicken monster. You know, like the glowing fox monster that shoots water everywhere. The umbrella bird monster. He's a certified goober. Yeah. Yeah. Mizuzune. Did you know I took a class in Japanese? Yeah, sorry, I'm having a hard time pronouncing things. But yeah, that guy. And if I can't believe I forgot the chicken monster's name. You know, the guy that kind of steals eggs and just like likes to smash things around. Like one of the very early game monsters, but he shows up both in World and Rise, so I like him a lot too. I like the personality he's got. The dodo. Yeah, Kulu Yaku. Him. I liked Bitsotan. Yeah, sorry, another. Like the monkey with wings. I like him a lot. I like that guy a lot. To be honest, though, I do think I like him just because I like the armor I can get from him. There's also Nargacuga, I think that's more like a Stockholm syndrome with Nargacuga, because I had to like kill him so many times to just get like the armor I need. So yeah, like I needed to like cut off the tail for a specific piece for the armor that I needed. So I had to like keep fighting him over and over and over. So yeah. Bizhatten, Fruit Monkey, yeah, him. He kind of drove me crazy at first, but you know, I got used to him. You know, I did make like an alternative character and like played I did play with Sword and Shield for a while, so. But when I was like playing with Insect Glaive at first, I kept like flying right into his fruits, so I kind of hated him at first, but then I kind of grew to love him, so. But yeah, I like a lot of the early game monsters because I think the designs for them tend to be really cool. God, Nargacuga is my love-hate monster. I love he's fast as heck, but doesn't hit hard, but then you also stand still, yep. Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're trying to chop off that tail. Yeah, and I don't normally have I don't have any gaming buddies, so I had to like play with a lot of random people to get that tail, so yeah. Because I needed to like kill Nargacuga Plus to get what I needed. So not just normal Nargacuga, but the harder version of him. So that tended to be absolute chaos. Oh, yeah. Ugh. Sorry, it's stretching. Okay. Benny Small. By the way, sorry if we asked you this, Windman, but did you ever play the Monster Hunter games? And if you did, what's your favorite monster, if you have one? One monster that tended to scare me a lot, though, is Diavolo, like Diablo or Diavolo. I think I'm screwing up the name. I think Diavolo is a JoJo character, not the monster. I never played a Monster Hunter game. I've seen it though. I see. Yeah, Monster Hunter can be pretty cool. Diablos, yeah, like the big the bullfight trademark. Yeah, the big horn monster, the horn like wyvern guy. Yep, he from JoJo. Yeah, it's naming the wrong character right there. I still need to finish part 6. I haven't gotten around. I decided to take a break from the series and then just haven't gotten back to it yet. But yeah, so I say that because I rewatched the entire JoJo series like somewhat recently, so yeah. His title is actually the Horned Wyvern. Haha. Yeah, I see. Tigers too. Tigers scares the crap out of me when I actually fight that guy. I think Tigrex is actually scarier than Diavolo. Because he's like so fast and hard hitting. But I think like Diablos actually scared me more in like when I tried to play World, because in Rise you have to actually like do a mission with that usually you have to do a mission with the monster that you choose to actually see it show up. So, but in World they kind of just show up already. So, and I was always like pretty terrified of and you also can't really you can't like climb up stuff like you can in Rise. So it's a lot harder to avoid the monsters in World, I think. Dude, Tiger, it's unsettles me deeply. His whole game plan is I eat you, yeah. King Crimson. Yeah. Yep. King Crimson is the... I don't know if Scott has watched JoJo, but yeah, King Crimson is the dance name of the guy named Diavolo. I need to breathe. Ugh. I feel like definitely feel like Tigrex tends to like just be made of spite. Like I see it like suddenly like rushing at me in the game, and it's like like I try to like fly away, and then I fail to fly away. So yeah. Admittedly, some of these some of the monsters that specifically scare me tend to just be like based on the fact that I can't dodge away from them with insect glaive easily. I'm not really an anime guy. And not out of a principle, but never found one I liked. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I'm someone who watches some anime here and there, so you know, sometimes it's nice to talk about. If you could have a stand, what would it be? Honestly, I haven't ever really thought about that. I feel like that's something that I need to think more of, to be honest. Sorry, hold on. Okay. Trying to get this one back. But yeah, I actually have to think about that's something that I'd actually have to think about more, because I guess I'm not really a super combative person, so I haven't really thought about that kind of thing. Okay. Plus, I have a job that doesn't really allow for serialized content consumption. I see. Fair enough. Like, it is a miracle I can still practice hobbies. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you mentioned that you're like a gardener, right? So I assume you're pretty busy. Yeah, I haven't been like super active in watching a lot of anime, but there's still like a few anime that I've been kind of following recently. Or I guess I should say one anime that I've been following recently. Like, I've been following Apothecary Diaries pretty closely, so. But yeah. Yes, though not for much longer, I see. Are you moving to another job then? Okay. Sorry, I'm just kinda... Let's lower the opacity. Alright, and I'm just gonna quickly add some brighter. See how this looks. Okay, maybe not quite that one. Hold on. Overlay, let's see how this looks. Oh yeah. No, this is that glow, oops. You know what, let's stick with that glow. It looks pretty. Woo. Have I ever watched ReZero? Oh, I'm going back to college. Sorry, I'm sick. Congratulations, Scott. Glad you're going back to college. I hope it goes well for you. And also to Windman, I tried watching ReZero, but I just didn't really get into it. I guess I could like try it again, but at that time I was trying to watch it. I was like a little bit sensitive to high tension scenes, and like that first episode was like super high tension. So yeah, you know, hopefully sometime I can get back into it. But yeah, it's been I haven't really gotten past like episode 1 or 2. Okay, and you're welcome, Flying. But yeah, what are you planning on focusing on? I think you mentioned that you studied biology in the past. Sorry if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think it's been a while since I asked you that, or we talked about that. Also, I'm getting very hot right now, dang. Yeah, just feeling sweaty all of a sudden. So I'm going to be quiet for a little second just because sort of like recoup. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling the heat right now. Actually, I'm gonna just back off for a quick second. Oh, crap. Really? Okay, this up. Yeah, sorry about that. I just needed to turn on my AC. It's hot over there? Yeah, it's, oops, sorry. I don't know if you use Celsius or Fahrenheit, Windman, but it's like it's almost 90 here, so, which is like around 30 Celsius. So yeah, it's getting pretty hot. Damn, yeah. It's supposed to get hotter later, or get hotter later this week, or like next week, I think. It's gonna, like, it's supposed to hit 95 next Monday, so yeah, it's gonna be intense. You don't have AC on? I do. I just turned mine up, so we just got the AC unit in today, so yeah. Yeah, hopefully things feel better soon. Yeah, so I was kind of worried that it's if you guys would hear it in the background or not, but I do have like noise compression on, so like it's just the default noise compression for OBS though, so I don't have any, so hopefully that works, but yeah, I don't have anything like too advanced. I'm just gonna see how that looked. I wanted to see how that looked, sorry. Yeah. What temperatures is it like for you? Sorry, I'm like blanking out again. I think I'm gonna help myself to my last cough drop, because my voice has been weak. Actually, I think I have more, but yeah, I need to get new cough drops. I try to use cough drops to kind of help my voice, help keep my voice under control, so just so you know. Well, bugger, my internet is pooping in bed, so I have to tinker with that before I doze off. Have a fun rest of the stream, though. I'll try to make it next time, too. Alright, thank you for coming in and chatting with me. I appreciate it when you show up, so... Alright. Hope you're able to doze... Hope your rest goes well, too. But yeah, I'm probably gonna have to take a break pretty soon anyway, so... shouldn't be too long, but... Basically, like after I finish my water, I'll have to dip for maybe like 10 minutes, but yeah. Nothing too crazy, just kind of have a moment. Okay, yeah, so shouldn't be gone for too long. I don't know if I told you about the kittens yet either, Windman, but my grandparents are taking care of some baby kittens, so you know, they tend to be they're very cute. Yeah, I had to bring some spinach over to the grandparents, so maybe I'll probably be able to see them again. Because my spinach is bolting. And I did not expect it to bolt, so... Basically, it's going to flower, so it's gonna... The taste is gonna start tasting bitter pretty soon. The leaves that I had this morning weren't too bad, so hopefully the spinach I'm delivering still tastes alright. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like freeze the rest of that spinach too, so not sure if you care, but yeah. Yeah, apparently it's normal for spinach to bolt this time of year, so I guess I just kind of expected it to last longer, so I think I have to like consider I wonder if I like should replace it or not, because the lettuce patch is pretty like packed already, but I wouldn't mind having some like a summer or like summertime summer appropriate leafy greens. But I'm not sure. Try to make sure I have enough plenty of lettuce for some tasty salads and all that. But yeah, then I guess I can look into it, maybe. I'm not sure yet, though. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like chop off most of the bottom leaves, and I'll just let the top leaves bolt so I can get some seeds. You know, I actually got I was recently given I was recently, like last Father's Day, my grandmother actually gave me a book about canning, so that's nice. Hopefully I can like start canning some of my greens pretty soon. I say greens, but I'm probably going to focus on canning of cucumbers, so... or pickling, I should say. Cucumbers, tomatoes. That'd be nice to pickle. Probably. I also want to can my cabbage and brassicas too. You grow my own food, or I grow my own food. Yeah, I don't do it completely or anything, but I do have a veggie garden going on, so yeah, I want to grow more food for myself. So. Originally, I was thinking that I could save money, but I'm not sure if I'm actually saving money by doing this, because I had to spend a lot on compost for those vegetables. But yeah, hopefully I'll at least like take some of the financial strain off, but yeah, I'm not sure about that, so okay. Yeah, but I'm not like any kind of homesteader or anything. So I mean, I get the seats back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, hopefully it'll be cheaper next year when I don't have to like buy a bunch of seeds / sprouts. Because yeah, I think the sprouts were a little more expensive than I expected. Like sprouts aren't usually too pricey on their own. Like maybe like $2 for 4 plants, but I realized that it definitely like builds up after a while, so yeah. But yeah, maybe I can like maybe next year I can try getting more seeds that germinate early, or I haven't really had that much luck or like a ton of luck with like seeding plants directly into the ground for the most part. I don't know, I've been having trouble with getting flowers to do that or to grow, but like the veggies or things that I like put into the ground as sprouts. So either like plants I bought as sprouts, or yeah, either bought as sprouts or kind of grew in those like little seed in those like little trays. Those are doing well. Like my broccoli is getting big, or honestly, all my brassicas are getting pretty big. So yeah, hopefully I can do more of that next year. Yeah, try to do that with some of the lettuce too. Yeah, I should probably let a little bit of the lettuce bolt actually, so then I can collect the seeds from that and then just kind of grow my own lettuce next year. But yeah, I think like the biggest expense is actually is things like compost and mulch, like stuff you put into the actual ground. Oh yeah, and fertilizer too, because it helps the plants grow a lot. It just gets kind of expensive. But yeah, these starting prices haven't been easy. Okay. I'm just gonna finish this off real quick. I might be getting more detailed with this here than I anticipated. Oh well. I just like how this guy's hair looks. You know, I've been thinking that I need to work with a bit more yellow, but maybe I can do like a summer-themed piece in August, because, I don't know, but I kind of just affiliate August with like yellow or gold, so. So maybe like a field of sunflowers would be kind of fun. Or a character in a field of sunflowers. But yeah. Okay. You know, this little bit can go up a little further. Okay. Out of curiosity, I guess it's, do you have any, like, flowers that you like? I don't know if I asked you this, but sometimes I just ask people what flowers they like. I know Super likes to talk about sunflowers here and there, so. Sunflowers can be really cool, too. I think sunflowers are cool, too, but I wouldn't say they're my favorite. No, I don't. I see. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to choose favorite flowers, or some people don't. Not everyone necessarily cares about flowers, I guess. So, or just likes too many flowers. I like delphiniums and larkspur a lot, so. But yeah, I think I have a hard time choosing an actual favorite too, so there's that. Okay. Yeah. I was definitely in a little bit of a flower craze, last month. I was very tempted to put down or like plant a ton of flowers, even though I didn't really have the space. I guess I feel like less strongly about that now, though. Probably because I have to actually water things now. Like last month I didn't have to worry about watering too much because there was a decent amount of rain. But yeah, it's starting to pick up in heat, so I'm gonna have to like work more. So yeah, my pepper plants have actually been struggling pretty badly, so. I wish I knew what happened to my pot or my flowering. But I keep my watering can. Sorry, I was trying to not say pot because I know it's not the right word. But yeah, hopefully I can. I did discover a lot of pretty flowers, though. Actually got a foxglove too, which is not a flower I normally think about, but I thought was like the one I got was like really had a really pretty color to it. So irises are really nice too. They have like a really unique shape to them. So I also there's also a lupine, or it's also called a bluebonnet, I think, in some places, I think. But yeah, I like those too. So. But I guess there might be a little extra space in the flower garden, but we're not really sure what to put there, so. The flower garden's a little bit on the shadier side, which is the main issue, so. I mean, technically the delphiniums are doing okay there, but the delphiniums are also pretty tall, so you probably need to look for a flower that prefers the partial shade or shade. So I'll probably have to... Yeah, I'm not really sure what to put there. But yeah, so try to get this blended out real quick here. I mean, want to be kind of careful, but I think I over blended that bit. But try not to get too deep into this shading, but I just wanted to get this hair looking nice. Yeah, golden hair. All right. So just take a nice sip of my water. Okay, so I think I'm going to, just take my break, and I'll try and chat a bit more earlier, or when I come back. Sorry, I've been a little bit quiet right now because, trying to keep my voice under control, but I've also just kind of been focusing on this, so, I'll be back soon. But yeah. Okay, so BRB. Alright, I'm back. I return. Let me just get... Actually, I'm gonna see if I can turn down the music a little bit. Yeah, hopefully, you don't mind that. I really need to improve my audio. Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. Okay, back to OBS. And back to the art. So, I guess, something to ask out of curiosity. Do you have any, like, preferred, summer drinks? I've been kind of thinking about that lately, a little bit. Like, today, yesterday. Reason being is just because it's, you know, it's getting hot. And I've been kind of wondering if I should try and use some of my strawberries to make a strawberry lemonade. I don't know if we have a juicer, though, is the thing. But, yeah, I'm also thinking about, like, trying to get into it more, or trying to drink more iced tea. Like, I have a mint plant, so some, like, minty iced tea sounds like it'd be a good time. No, I guess something cold. Yeah. I mean, I kind of figured something cold. It's just kind of... I guess personally, I tend to get into lemonade when summer rolls around. But yeah, it's just kind of a cool drinks, basically. I wouldn't call myself like a lemonade connoisseur, but you know, sometimes I see places have like unique flavors of lemonade, so I like to try that. But yeah, just like something like that you like to drink to cool off, essentially. I'm just gonna throw some of this in the... Add some of this to the darker colors. Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to drink less coffee so I don't overheat myself. Of course, that's probably not gonna stop me at the end of the day, but you know. Yeah, I'm not really someone who... I'm not like super crazy about iced coffee most of the time. Like, I like those like little double shot frappa latte things, or just the normal frappa latte things from Starbucks sells. But yeah, otherwise I'm not like super into that. I don't know. I think like iced coffee tends to be like one of those things that kind of have like these clashing flavors. Like, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but sometimes when I eat something, you're just like you get, like, it starts out really sweet, but then you get hit by like the bitterness or sourness. I don't know, like iced coffee drinks, like frappuccinos, they're not really sour, but you know, that bitterness definitely like comes through like a slap in the face. Sourness, when I say sourness, I mostly like mean like blackberry. No, not blackberries, blueberry pancakes. Yeah. Like, you get tired of eating it? I mean like the blueberry pancakes, or... No, just like it's like it doesn't taste like bitter and sweet at the same time like you would expect with like chocolate or something. It's just like really sweet in one, like, you take a sip and it starts out really sweet, and then yeah, then the aftertaste is like super bitter. Or like for pancakes, it's like you take that first bite and it's like really sweet, but then like the sourness of the blueberries hits you, and I don't know, it's just like really weird. But yeah, it just feels like the less pleasant part gets exaggerated rather than mellowed out, so that's kind of how it is with frappuccinos and blueberry pancakes for me. But yeah, so. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of iced coffee most of the time, but what would you say the to a beginner artist who's just starting? Uh, don't skip the basics, I guess. Like I think I mentioned it before. I mentioned it before, but like taking the time to like study the basic forms is I would recommend that a lot. I didn't quite do that in my earlier state. Or like I kind of skipped the proportion studies and the basic forms in my earlier stages just because I found it to be really tedious. But then and I think that kind of screwed me over in the long run. So it wasn't until like I went back and kind of focused on that when I started to get, but when I felt like I started to get really bad, or I really felt like I was getting better. Sorry. What do you think are the basics? Well, like, I guess proportions if you're drawing characters, and also, like, I guess when I started earlier on, I did make sure to do my proportions for the most part, but, like, you know, I don't know if you heard about, like, the concept of measuring things in heads, or measuring characters in heads, but I skipped that for the most part, just because I just kind of hated it. But there's also like the cubes, as I mentioned before, like learning like your very, very basic forms, because that can be a bit tedious, but it does help. The 7-head method, yeah, something like that. I mean, 7 heads is just the measurement for the average person, but I know a lot of artists will do different or follow different measurements for depending on their style. So like I think a lot of superhero characters tend to have like more heads, and then a lot of the anime characters tend to have like less heads. So, but yeah, that general method is what I mean. Okay, let's just kind of tone it down here. And I'll just kind of, strengthen this a bit. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and go to overlay. And I'll just kind of start putting down this soft layer. Yeah, sorry. I feel like I've been taking a little bit more time on these details than I probably should have. Sorry for the dog if you hear him. He's being loud. Someone just came home, so yeah. But yeah, I'm also the perspective too. Yeah, perspective definitely. I avoided perspective like the plague back in the day, so honestly I still kind of avoid perspective, but you know, the cubes really helped with that, so. Oh man, the dog is loud right now, sorry. Okay, let's add a bit of color to the eyes. So, let's see. Yeah, he's like... Yeah, I think Mom just came home, because he usually freaks out when she comes home, because she's Seth's favorite person, so, you know. Favorite human. Yeah, the doggo. He's a very, very loud doggo. Definitely. Okay, let's lighten these up a bit. Yeah, this is on normal, so I can probably just get away with other colors. Alright. So I add these little eye details. Sorry. Okay, just try to breathe. Alright, so... Bark, bark, bark. Okay, and then... Yeah, just lightening the eye. Yeah, make the pupil a little bit darker. Honestly, his pupils here look pretty dark, pretty small, so it's not really the best state for adding like really tight detail, my usual details, but you know. Okay. I also want to try something real quick, so I'm gonna set up a color layer, and I'll just kind of fill it in with yellow, because I'm kind of curious, or kind of like to see what his eyes look like, what yellow eyes would look like on this character. Just overlay then, because I'm kind of contemplating on like changing his eye color to more of a yellow color, because I don't know, it just fits his vibe a bit. But I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, maybe I can like ask people in Blue Sky what they think, but yeah, I kind of like the yellow eyes. Do you have any art tips of vids you can recommend? I can try looking for some, but I can't think of anything can't really think of anything off the top of my head right now though. So like maybe some like basic tutorials and all that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll try to see what I can find. Yeah, I've been drawing for a very, very long time, so I can't remember every tutorial I've seen, but I'll try to find something. Honestly, if you want to get into like learning more anatomy and stuff, there's a channel called Proco. That's usually considered to be a good channel to study that off of. They've been around for a really long time, so yeah. Okay, sorry. Honestly, I think this is almost done, but maybe I can like change the background real quick. I'll just change the background to a grayer color, and I'll decide on the actual color later, but actually, I know I want something with the lining. I want to do something with the lining. Control V, and then I'll I'll blur it, and then I'll lower the opacity. Okay. Actually, I want this to be a bit lighter still. Okay. And I'll merge down. Okay, so yeah, sometimes I like to add a little bit of blurriness to my character. So I mean a little bit blurriness to the line art. So oops. Wrong option. Okay. Okay, so I did some of his tutorials. I see. But yeah, Proco's often like recommended by people, so I remember there's a guest tutorial on Proco that talks about the basics of forms, so I'll try and hunt that video down. I can also probably look for some composition videos as well, because composition's pretty important as well, so for art. But yeah, so do I know who Piquet is? I don't watch their videos too much though. Not anything against them, but I'm just not that invested in their stuff, so. But yeah, I have heard of them, so. I'm gonna try try a warmer color. I actually like the warm color a lot. Of course, it's more purpley right here because of the underlayer. I think there's probably some things that I need to edit later, or add later, but I'll worry about that. I won't worry about that right now, because I'm going to go ahead and start working on, or improving the sketch, basically. But I do like how their art looks. I won't lie. I just don't watch that many art tutorials these days, just because I don't feel like I I guess I'm not really that interested in art tutorial videos. I mean, Blender tutorials, sure, but not as much with illustration, admittedly. I do. Yeah, I understand that. It's just kind of... And hope it works on me. I see. Yeah, hopefully it does. It doesn't hurt to, like, look at multiple sources, too. And just general practice helps a lot, even though it can get really tedious. But yeah, everyone's journey tends to be a bit different, so hopefully yours goes well. Anyways, sorry, I'm just kind of trying to fix up a little bit of the anatomy here. The shape, I should say. Now this is like kind of a quick gestural sketch, so probably thinking more about the shape when I drew this last night. Honestly, I haven't really drawn that many monster boys lately, outside of myself, so, or my character, I should say. But yeah. I don't know why. I guess I haven't been drawing my OCs in general, so hopefully I can change that soon. Yep. Sorry, I'm just kind of being a little bit quiet right now. Yeah, sketching can be a lot hard. I kind of struggle with sketching on stream because I know it tends to look really... My sketches tend to look really bad at the beginning, but... Yeah, I've been kind of doodling this drawing earlier, so... Not sure if I'll go further with that other one, but... Just because it's supposed to be a doodle, but yeah. By the way, have you ever heard of Hell's Paradise? The reason I drew the weird flower people is just because I've been kind of inspired by the weird designs in that show. I've been watching a few YouTube videos about it, but... What art level do I think I am? Yes, I have. Alright. Yeah. The anime. Yeah, I watched the anime too. I think I'm, like, intermediate, so... There's still, like, a lot of things I need to work on, but I think I'm, like... But, like, I think I'm, like, at least, like, somewhat advanced, so... But still just mostly intermediate. And yeah, I like that anime quite a bit. I think I watched it a few months back, but... I don't want to, like, watch it... I don't want to watch it too much, because sometimes I have a tendency to, like, rewatch anime so many times that I kind of get sick of it, so... I trying to be a little more careful with that, in terms of that. But yeah, I really like how that show looks. Like, you got all these, like, horrifying monsters, and then like, but at the same time, these, like, this, like, beautiful scenery. So, I like that kind of thing. Alright. Try to flip the canvas. I kind of feel like these legs are a little too long, I'm gonna be honest, so maybe, like, finish, put the rest of these feet right here. First, I don't draw a lot of I don't normally draw characters with hooves, but yeah, I need to look a little bit shorter, or try to make them look shorter, I should say. Like, they're supposed to be kind of bent because of hooves, but yeah. I remember when I was younger, I used to like look up. I like to look up at like short tutorials on DeviantArt and Tumblr, but yeah, it's been a long time ago. All right. But yeah, I know it was pretty fun to. I remember having quite fun doing that, to be honest. Okay, here's the hard part. The head. Try to make his head in general look a little bit bigger, I think. Also, is yeah, hopefully I can get this face right, because I'm a little worried about that. His monster form is actually supposed to look older than V does, so. Like someone who's like try to pass as like a 40-year-old, basically. Okay. Hope this isn't too big. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've been struggling with head proportions, I think. Also nuts. Alright. Nope, come on. I'm trying to get release the lasso tool. Okay. Choo, choo. Alright. Okay. Just take a stretch. Yeah, sorry, I'm still quiet right now. Just kind of hitting that point. Actually, I might cut today's stream a bit shorter. I know I said I wanted to aim for like 4 hours, but I think with how my throat is feeling a little... I think with how my throat has been feeling, I might just end it around like maybe like 10 minutes. So I still went at a pretty decent time, I think. So but yeah, maybe like try to develop this sketch a little bit more. All right. Great drawing. All right, thank you. Yeah, hopefully I can get more of these out pretty soon. Because I feel like I have to get like a ton of drawings done. So yeah. You're welcome. All right. Yep. Thanks for coming here and showing your support. I know it's not like the Brat and Ghost streams aren't the spiciest streams in the world, but you know, hopefully it's nice and relaxing at least. No problem. All right. Okay. Sorry. Just breathe. Some breathing stuff. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna block this nose out. So try to just form a quick angle. I used to draw my noses a little bit differently in the past, but I feel like this basic method allows a little more for flexibility. Of course, it's probably not good. Probably not the recommended method for beginners, but I used to draw all my noses basically the same, so... Okay, sorry. Yeah, I used to draw my noses kind of roughly the same way, but I needed to find a basic method that will allow for some more flexibility. Last year I drew someone's character who's like this older guy with a strong nose, but I accidentally drew him with like a really delicate nose, and it seemed kind of out of place with the rest of the face. So yeah, I had to like change up how I did noses. So yep, it looks great. Thank you. I think this mouth could be a little. Sorry. So come on. Okay. This mouth could be a little bit pushed out. Try to. Yeah, I think try to acknowledge the roundness of the face a bit. But yeah, this is like very rough right now, so try to figure out where things are at, and then I usually, since it's digital art, I tend to use the liquify tool to kind of adjust the position when I need it. Kind of harder to pull off in traditional. It's definitely harder to pull off in traditional because you can't really make edits like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna round up the chin a bit. Kind of block out the basic shadow here, so. But yeah, generally it takes me a long time to sketch out faces because I'm not very good at getting them done and real quickly. If I do enough warm-ups, then sometimes I can just like sketch out a face really quickly, but yeah. It's already looking kind of off, so. Okay. I guess I'll just like look for someone to raid now. Yeah, I think I have to shrink the head back down, but okay. But yeah, thank you for coming to my stream. Let me just find someone then. I think I'll just yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and raid Neo Melee. I don't know if you've been a part of a raid with Art. She's another art VTuber, so she's got a really nice model, so yeah, got kind of a cool art style too, so it's been a hot minute since I raided her, so anyways, so let's hit raid. And we'll go over and pop into her channel. Alright, so okay. Yep, okay, we got the raid set. I'll just turn the music down, but yep, alright. Thank you for coming here. Just a reminder that I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually 6 p.m. on Wednesday and 1 p.m. on Tuesday and Friday. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to the raid. Alright, see ya.
Hello. I'm great. Hello. Welcome in, Ghost. How you doing? And hi, Captain. Welcome in. This is my first time being able to check this strip out, but the vibes are incredibly relaxing here. Hell yeah. Good to have you in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And hello, Ghost. How was stream? How are you doing? How goes it? What are you doing? I want to hear all about it. But welcome in, Raiders. If you got a raid and run, I totally understand. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. But Ghost, thank you so much for the raid. Please make sure that you hydrate, that